A while back, I shared the stats in the Excel sheet that I have because since the beginning of this journey, I kept track of all the expenses related to cancer and all the revenue generated from it. I know that sounds weird to say, but it basically means all the stuff that I sold in order to have money for alternative treatments and just everyday living while going through this, knowing that there were periods where I wouldn't be able to work, donations that have been made, any type of money that kind of came my way, whether from myself or from others, as a result of what I've been going through. And, the point of doing that was just because I'm a very open person. I want to share the journey. I want people to understand what it's like to go through this. And I know it varies from country to country and person to person and situation to situation, but I find that it's important to discuss things like that. And since today there isn't really much to tell about my situation, yes, things are slowly and very, very, very slowly getting better. And some parts of the day are good, some parts of the day suck, but there's nothing really new to share. So I'm like, all right, let's share something similar to what I did before, but slightly different. As you may have known, as you may know if you've been following for a while, a little less than 2 months ago, I was officially monetized on YouTube so I could start earning money from ads. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. How much I've made ever since my channel was monetized, and kind of a breakdown looking a little at the stats and stuff like that. And it hasn't been 2 months officially because I was monetized on the 8th of May. And obviously we're not the 8th of July, so it hasn't been technically 2 months, but I'm talking about 2 calendar months. So the month of May and the month of June. So far, and the stats aren't going to be perfect because I don't have the information for yesterday. There's always one day of delay. So even though we are the first today, I still don't have the information for yesterday. So I'm going to give you the most up-to-date information that I have thus far, but it's not going to be 100% exact. It's just to give you kind of an idea. So far, as of not yesterday, but the day before, I've made $389.17. So as you can see, completely rich by now. So for if you break it down for the month of May, it was $148 and some change. As I mentioned, the month of May, I was monetized on the 8th, so not a complete month, so still pretty good considering. And then for the month of June, even though we are missing a day, so far it's 240 and 55. I'm estimating, given the trend of the last 4 or 5 days, that yesterday I earned enough to be able to hit that 250 mark. So I'm estimating that for the month of May, almost 150, and then for the month of June, almost 250. So the thing is, it seems like things are better. It does make sense in a way because, I had over a week more in the month of June than I didn't have in the month of May. But at the same time, I know how this works. It fluctuates. Sometimes you get a video that gets a bunch of views, and then for a week or two after that, you get more views, more exposure because YouTube's like, oh, okay, people like your content. Let's push it to more people. And then unless you get a ton of views as a result of that, the system kind of slowly patters off and you kind of go back to normal. So month of June was really good, but I don't have any expectations. Yes, if the subscriber count keeps growing and I get more views and things like that, it could grow, and over time, technically, it should. I just don't have any expectations. Once again, that's never really been my goal. Yes, it is cool. Yes, I'm very grateful for it because even though it's small amounts of money, at this point, I'm on disability. My budget is very limited. So any kind of money that I receive is always very appreciated. And also, it's kind of like back when I was a writer. I mean, I'm still technically a writer. It's just that's not really my focus at the moment. But anyway, it's just that sensation of, oh, wow, I'm getting paid for my art, for something that I invested my time and energy into. And this is the same thing. I'm sharing my story. Even though it's not a fictional story that I wrote, it's still me sharing my story, and I'm getting paid for it. Sure, for now it's not that much, but it's still nice. It's still a good feeling. So just a few fun stats. So far, my top video has earned $17.96. So, considering everything that goes with this, having to sit down and set everything up and speak to the camera for 10 minutes, and then having to write the description, having to publish and upload everything, having to turn on monetization, having to respond to all the comments and everything. $17.96 for video is not really, I mean, I haven't done the math. I don't know exactly how long it takes me to do all those things I just enumerated, but I'm going to assume it's probably at least a couple hours. So yeah, 17.96 is probably below minimum wage. But you know, it's the beginning. I do this not for the money. I do this because I'm a storyteller. It's who I am. So it's just fun to have those stats. And I don't have these stats for the worst video because it just shows me like, you know, for this period of time, these were the top earning videos and how much each one earned. So I don't know the worst earning video. I'm going to assume it's 1 penny because there were videos like that in the beginning. And I'm assuming it's just like an old video that got like 1 view that showed 1 ad. And it's like, oh, you get a penny. So yeah, I'm assuming that would be the worst video. The top video in terms of views is the one that I published about a week ago at this point. So far it's up to 18,000 views. And ironically, it's one of the very, very, very few videos that YouTube chose to limit in terms of ads. There is a certain logic to it, but at the same time, it's completely illogical because it's like, oh, okay, I did swear a lot in that video, so I could understand why YouTube would limit the ads on there. But at the same time, the other few videos that were limited did not have any swearing. And some videos that did have swearing did not have limited ads. So it doesn't seem logical. It just seems like randomly sometimes they're like, yeah, this video is not suitable for ads, so we're just gonna run very limited ads on there. Which in a way sucked because if I look at the stats and everything else, if the ads hadn't been limited on that video, I at least would have made $100 from that one single video, which definitely would have been nice. Because it was limited, you know, it still got views. There's still a few ads that were shown to some people. And I've earned, I think, I have it here, $13.47 from that video. So could definitely be worse. It's just kind of frustrating. It's like, you know, that one time, because it's rare that I have videos that have, you know, tens of thousands of views. And the one rare time when it happens, YouTube's like, nah, we're going to limit your ads, so you're going to make barely any money. So I don't understand how that process works. It doesn't seem logical. And at the same time, it's not logical for them to want to limit it because they also make ads from the money, probably much more money than I make from the ads, even though they're running on my videos. So I don't really understand how that all works. In a way, it is kind of frustrating, but as I mentioned a couple of times, like I'm not doing this for the money. It's a little annoying. So yeah, just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it's like because, you know, I've been on YouTube for a couple of years at this point. You used to have barely any subscribers, barely any views. And I'm like, you know, maybe one day at some point in the future, I'll be monetized. That would be cool. But it was kind of like a dream, something far-fetched that I never thought would actually happen. And then when it did happen, I'm like, I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea the type of money to expect, but from what I heard from different sources, it's like, yeah, don't expect much. It's really not that much. You need to get to a certain number of subscribers, like, you know, tens of thousands. I think the number I heard a couple times was 50,000 to really start earning like, you know, decent money from this. So I'm definitely far from that. So because of that, I really didn't know what to expect, but honestly, I was expecting worse than this. So I'm surprisingly impressed. Could definitely be worse, better. Hopefully it will be better with time, but I don't want to have any expectations. I don't want to put any pressure on myself. The goal of this channel has always been to share my journey as authentically as possible. I don't want to kind of like, how would I put this? I don't want to dilute this. I don't want to taint the authenticity, the whole point of this channel by focusing on money, by focusing on subscriber count. So yeah, just wanted to kind of give you a little update on that. Hopefully it keeps growing with time. We'll see what happens. As I said, no expectations. Let's just discover the journey together. So yeah, it's definitely been an interesting journey these first couple months. And we'll see what happens in the next few months. Hopefully, I'll still keep getting views once things kind of go back to normal and my life isn't one video after the other of this is why my life sucks right now. And then this is why my life sucks right now. Because obviously it's human nature. Those types of videos seem to get more views, but I'm really looking forward to being at the point where it's not one bad news after the other. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enduring the ads. I know personally I hate ads. I'm pretty sure everybody does too. But I appreciate the fact that you tolerate them at least to some degree, knowing that it can encourage me and support me on this journey. So thank you very much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.